Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. Have you ever canceled on a friend at the very last minute? Or maybe you know that one coworker who never shows up to parties. Don't feel too bad because experts say this might be the best thing for you. Joining us with a unique take on this special kind of cancel culture is Juliana Kaplan. She's the senior reporter for Business Insider. Juliana, welcome. So what is the story when it comes to people canceling plans in this new cancel culture?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for having me. So basically, when it comes to cancel culture or canceling on others culture, I suppose, um, there's, I think, a few important distinctions. I think that there are times, and research shows that there are times where it's okay to cancel plans, where we're more understanding of it. If a family emergency comes up, if you're sick, if there's something that you have to do for work. But that being said, when we cancel too much or we cancel constantly, um, that can really impact both our own lives and other people as well. So it's really about creating this balance of making sure that you're not flaking all the time or that when you cancel, it's for meaningful reasons. And when we're not hitting that balance or striking that balance, it can be really bad for everyone involved.
Yeah, I've got a neighbor who says he'll invite someone over 3 times, and if they do not come over on the third invite, he's done.
It's a good rule. It's a good rule. I think, a lot of it too is that we sort of define ourselves. This is what I learned from experts. We define ourselves in relation to our relationships, right? Like our best friends, our closest friends are a really important part of how we think about ourselves and our lives. And when people start to fray those bonds, not only is it taking a toll on your friendship, it takes a toll on your sense of self and the things that are important to you.
How has the rise of remote work, let's say social media, even economic stress influenced people's willingness to follow through with commitments like maybe going out to dinner or going to a club?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot, and it makes sense because we spent a few years being told, like, "Do not go out," like,
Yes,
"Do not leave your house."
right?
Um, and that was an important thing for us to do then, but I think it also sort of reset people's barrier to entry with plans. Like, one good point that came up is people have really learned how to never feel uncomfortable, right? Or never feel social discomfort because it's so easy to just stay at home and sit on your couch and like watch TV. That's really comfortable. I love doing that. I think we all love doing that.
We
But
do.
it does mean that sort of the start cost for you to leave that couch feels so much higher, right? Like you just log off work, you can go sit on your couch. That's very easy. Um, but because of that, like, getting even to a second location, I think feels like much more of a barrier for folks. It feels like just much more of a bigger mental block, and that's where you can really run into problems.
Just real quickly, time for one last question. How can people balance their need for personal space while maintaining those social strong relationships?
Yeah, I think a good piece of advice I got is if something is making you uncomfortable or is causing you sort of that momentary discomfort, sit with it for a moment and think about, am I uncomfortable because it means I might have to leave my couch or take a really long subway ride or like see a few people who I find like a little boring? Or am I uncomfortable because of, maybe darker or more personal reasons? And if it's the first one, most of the time, like you should probably
Juliana Kaplan, she is one of the senior reporters for Business Insider magazine. Juliana, thank you so much for joining us. For more on this story, head over to businessinsider.com.